Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Omar, yo pertenezco a tepostecos.com, la radio online de aquí de Tepoztlán, Morelos, México. Y pues ahorita que estaba abriendo el Safari de la Mac, me encuentro con este anuncio. Dice Steve Jobs 1955-2011. Bueno, todos sabemos, o al menos algunos sabemos, que Steve Jobs es el gurú de la Mac, de la Apple, la compañía de computadoras y software Apple. Y pues este anuncio pues indica que ha fallecido Steve Jobs. Apple ha perdido a un visionario y a un genio creativo. El mundo ha perdido a un ser humano excepcional, y aquellos que hemos tenido la fortuna de conocer y trabajar con Steve Jobs, hemos perdido a un amigo querido y un maravilloso mentor. Steve deja atrás una compañía que solo él podía haber construido. Su espíritu siempre será el espíritu de Apple. Si quieres compartir tus recuerdos, sentimientos y condolencias, escribe a la dirección rememberingsteve@apple.com. Ok, pues ahí se le quieren escribir a dar las condolencias para Steve Jobs, pues aquí lo podemos hacer. Ahora vamos a buscarlo en las noticias. New York Times. A ver, muévete. Exacto, aquí está. Aquí el New York Times. Dice Apple revisionario redefine la era digital. Pues aquí está el anuncio. Bueno, yo lo busqué en el New York Times porque pues ahí pasan las mejores noticias del mundo. Pues aquí está, sí, pues Steve Jobs ha fallecido. Qué mala onda. El diario de hoy, Thursday, jueves, octubre 6 del 2011. Ok, vamos a checar las fotos. Amo a Steve. Ofrendas, más ofrendas. Amo a Steve. Te amo, Steve Jobs. Dice gracias, genio. Aquí me parece que es en el Medio Oriente, como le llaman, o no sé qué onda. A ver, ahí formando la manzanita. Aquí también con flores. Está la tienda de la Mac. Bueno, pues descansa en paz, Steve Jobs. Aquí cuando recién empezaba. Qué mala onda. Bueno, pues estas son las fotos que tiene aquí el diario de New York Times. es de los periódicos más importantes de Estados Unidos. A ver. Está. Videos, el legado de Steve Jobs. Chequemos acá. Aquí está Steve Jobs con su iPod.
Steve Jobs died on Wednesday, October 5th, after a long battle with pancreatic cancer. I'm John Markoff, and I have covered Silicon Valley for the Times going back to 1992, and I've written about Silicon Valley since 1976, which coincidentally is the year that Apple Computer was founded. Computers were very expensive in the 1970s, and there was a hobbyist movement that grew up in Silicon Valley that was composed of a group of young men who wanted to get their hands on computers. In fact, they were so expensive that Steve Wozniak built his own computer. And Wozniak, by himself, would never have done more than play with computers. And it was Steve Jobs who really understood that there was a market for personal computing. And that company was extremely successful even during the 1970s and 1980s. And it defined an entire industry that has really reshaped first our economy and more recently our culture. And when he came back to Apple in the 1990s, in 1997, Steve set out to basically walk through media and change the way the media was used by our culture. And he created a series of products, starting with the iPod, that really transformed American culture. He took the music player, then he took the telephone, and then he took the book, and he basically put computing in them and made the magic. Steve's battle with cancer was really epic, and it was so tragic. But through all of that, he continued to run this company in a remarkable way. I mean, he realized the scope and impact of computing. One of the slogans for the Macintosh, Steve called it a bicycle for the mind. It really sort of extended computing into every nook and cranny of our culture. And what's just so sad, what's so tragic is that he died now. There's so much more in that trajectory still to do.